Hello, this is a fast blast. Okay, this is we're starting some of the fast blasts now for the two main conferences this year, and that is Syed Noah. He is going to be talking in Glastonbury on the 4th of October from midday at the Avalon Club. It's a working man's club, and that is halfway up the main street opposite the church. It's only got about 50 spaces for that. This is going to be a very important, quick conference by Syed. He's returning from Egypt in near the end of September, and he has got a whole lot of new stuff to say about all the things that we've been hearing about under the pyramids. This is basically his title, 5 Architectural Points in the Great Pyramid Related to the Creation of the Sun. Now, connected with that is a really important book, and I don't know how I got this book. This book goes back to 1980, and it's about the Hapgood maps and about the Peri-Rhesus maps. It's a compilation. It's a really important book. As I say, I do not know how I got this, or I don't remember buying it circa 1980 for £6. Have the North and South Poles undergone sudden and cataclysmic shifts in the past? Has Earth flipped end over end in space? Now, that's 1980. Now, this has got very important information about how there were maps which indicated Antarctica before it had ice. Now, this is very important when we're talking about the conference, the main conference 2025, BASES 2025 Disclosure, the International Disclosure Conference. This is going to have a number of US guests. We're going to have Randy Kramer. We're going to have Draco Reed, and we're going to have Brad Olson, and we're going to have Penny Bradley. Now, Penny Bradley has flown Draco ships. She's been there, got the T-shirt, and is currently under a lot of attack. The whole Full Disclosure Now conference situation is under attack, and it has been really since it started with the trouble I had even getting out to the first one. And there's a whole pile of stuff happening about that on the internet, and that is proof that they do not want full disclosure. And the full disclosure will deal with this. Brad Olson has shown me documents showing the captains and key staff involved with how the Germans used those ancient maps before the ice came in Antarctica. Which means that Antarctica has only frozen relatively recently. All this thing about millions of years is rubbish. All of this stuff is rubbish. The Earth tilts, things happen, and when they do, it happens quickly. And there are multiple evidence of North Poles shifting 20 odd degrees or more, and right across North America, and it's very clear that the Germans had access to these maps. They had access to the ability to get under the ice and successfully navigate in what they knew were exactly the channels and the available areas where you could take a submarine. And that was before World War II, and that was Queen Maud Land, and they set up New Berlin. And they had access to Warp 1 technology, and they were able to get off planet and get the hell out of here. And the incoming alien spacecraft coming in is just further evidence to my mind. And another major researcher, Graham Hancock, I think, he said, and my conclusions are totally independent, when you've got big chunks coming into the solar system, they're not alien spacecraft. There's something left after a great catastrophic event. And we're going into that debris field. These are very large objects, and I am suggesting that's a lot of stuff heading this way. The only way we're going to get away from that is to get the hell off this planet. and do so quickly. Now, Elon Musk's stuff is basically dressage. He's giving us some kind of a hope, and it's interesting that the next chapter in this book that I'm reading, which is an extremely important book, it's a compilation by John White, Predictions and Prophecies of the Ultimate Disaster, and I'm about to read Immanuel Velikovsky, Worlds in Collision. So gives me the heebie-jeebies now. And this conference in December, which is going to be December 12th, 13th, and 14th, now, I need help. I need volunteers to put the stage up. I need a tech op who can assist. I don't know if Matthew's going to be available, but I need somebody with some kind of competence in putting cameras and cables in the right place and operating a vision mixer. This is really important stuff. The recent couple of days where our government's been caught red-handed handing the boats back to the French using two of the most evil companies on the planet. They own everything and you don't. And they are duplicitous in mass genocidal murder, the whole lot of them. So we've got that. Now we're going to have the four Americans. We're going to have Tina Bird. We're going to have Thomas Mikey Jensen. And we're just about to roll that interview we did with him yesterday about the square that Maria Wheatley and Richard C. Hoagland have been doing whole shows on this. They have been calculating the energy grid on Mars, and they've been essentially the elephants escaped down the road years ago. Mars has had a very highly sophisticated civilization. They built pyramids. The pyramids have got related geometry to what we have here, and so we're sort of adding a lot of stuff here together. So Maria Wheatley, I've had another meeting with her. And we're going to be doing a little bit of a show together on women suppressed out of history, rewritten out of history. It's very clear that Mars has got destroyed massive organized structures. So I recorded this little interview with Thomas. Thomas has blown the whistle on all this for a long time through his Space Link TV, and I'm very honoured to have him do so much work for Bases TV. He really is working so hard on many things. He's also having a good time in the Danish Navy because they've got that requirement over there. And he's working very hard, having some good fun. So we're going to have Tina Bird from the British Seventy. We may have Andrea Folks. We're going to have also Ida Hart, Fairart. And she is one of the key producers and background to the Full Disclosure Now conference, which I've just returned from. And she will be here in the UK, and she will be representing Brian Singh and the Full Disclosure Now team. And she'll be, there's a lot of things happening, so she's going to be here. So that's a lot of Americans, and these are heavy duty people. And really this is a must-see event, and we're putting this on for December 12th, 13th and 14th. Basically the 12th is a rig day. If we can get things rigged, we're going to have Drago Reed start the night off from about 7 o'clock. And it's all down to how fast and how effective we can get the rig done and get things all working. We're using a whole new set of lights this time, and we've got to see how that works. And so that needs more hands. I really do need at least 2 tech volunteers, somebody who knows what they're doing, to move things around and plug plugs in and know what they're doing, which one end of a plug on the other end. The other thing that we've had in the last couple of days published is a new book by Neil R. Story, and it's UFOs in Britain. That's UFOs in Britain, and it's a compilation of a lot of work done by, let's get the right name. a new century. Neil R. Story has compiled it. I think it's Henry Bennett Lord, 13th of July 1960. It's a whole compilation of work. When researching this book, I came across the scrapbooks compiled by Harry Lord, one of the founders of the Tyneside UFO Society, and contributed to both Orbit and his own magazine, Flying Saucer, and his own magazine, that's Orbit, and Flying Saucer Review. So there's a lot of compiled data in this. The scare ships of the first at the part of the 20th century, before the Zeppelins were known about, and they were called scare ships, huge ships involving beams of light, and they thought they were just balloons, but then they realized they were much longer. So this goes right back to the start of the 20th century and right through to it goes right through to basically the from 2000 to the present. A lot of things mentioned in this. I hate the use of the term Bentwaters, Britain's Roswell. It's not a bloody Roswell. It's multiple events over decades. It's not a stupid bloody Roswell. I really do not like this comparison. It's Britain's Roswell. It's bollocks. I get very angry about that, and I'm angry now even thinking about it. Anyway, this is Thomas. Thomas Mikey Jensen, you've got something to say about Mars, and we're here on a warm afternoon in London, England, actually in Wiltshire, and you're in Denmark, is that right?
I'm in Denmark, yeah, on an island called Sealand.
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 Z-Z-E-E.
Sjælland, as it's called in Danish.
Because there was a pirate radio station built on a fort in the English Channel called Zealand, and they even had passports, but I think they spelt it slightly different.
Yeah, probably. They probably do, yeah. But it's good weather here on Sealand.
Well, we're not here to talk about the weather. We've got you on two recorders. Well, welcome to Bases, and I've got Thomas Mikey Jensen, and your big thing is Spacelink TV, which you can also see on Bases TV, which you manage, which is brilliant, and I greatly appreciate it. And but you have been examining archaeoastronomy, is that right?
Astroarchaeology.
Okay, you've said it. I don't need to repeat it. But the point is, by the way, I'm wearing a MUFON T-shirt, doing the Air Force job for 50 years or something. That's what it says on the back.
Okay.
Which is more than UFORA has been doing. Anyway, the point is the Mutual UFO Network happen to be wearing that T-shirt today. But this is about Mars, and it's about a lot of information. This Syed Noah, Antiquities at Luxor, and I probably got the name wrong, but the point is he's got very detailed information about the things on Luxor, and he's talking on October the 4th, and he's going to be talking about all that stuff under the pyramids. And he's Egyptian. He's had access, apparently, to those areas by the Egyptian government, because he is Egyptian. He's coming here in September, and he's going to talk about this on the 4th of October. That's that about Egypt, and it's that about pyramids. But you're talking about a pyramid thing on Mars. So, Thomas, take it away.
Yeah, we have you all heard about the square on Mars, and there's been a lot of pictures of the square on Mars. Shall I share my screen here? It will make it much easier for me here. So this is the square on Mars, the square area that people have been talking about for a while now, and I even remember that Elon Musk said something about the square on Mars here lately, and it's funny and it's interesting because I had pictures of that square up at the Mars conference in Alabama, America, in 2015 and 2016, and it's first now that the actual image of this square on Mars is coming through. to the media, to people on social media. It's kind of like having like a breaking through a wall now, which is great. But there's a lot of people talking about it, and there's a lot of people sitting with that one image that we are looking at here that's been taken by the Mars Global Surveyor. That's the old satellite that is no longer in use. And it's taken in November in 2001. So it is an older picture. And this is the picture that goes around. And let me zoom in here. This is the same picture where you on the left side can see it, how a satellite strip looks like in full size. From the top to the bottom is 61 kilometer, and the image itself is 3.27 kilometers wide. That means from the one side to the other side. So it's not a small picture we are looking at.
It's also not a small square.
It looks like a small square, and I remember when I saw it the first time, I thought, hey, there's a house, but there's more to it, and you will see that more in just a minute when we come to the context images from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, because this image is not the only image of the square. Let me go to the next one here. This is the size of it. And this is one of the most important things about these phenomena on Mars, or anomalies on Mars. That's the size to understand. As I said before, I thought it was a foundation of a big house or something, until I realized from the data that NASA actually provides you with on the same site as where the picture is, that tells you how wide it is. It's 3.27 kilometers, which is just about 2 miles wide. So the wall facing south on this picture here is almost 2 kilometers wide and just about 1.2 miles wide. So it's a huge anomaly we're looking at. It's not a little farm building. It's not a factory. This is like city-sized. So the discovery in itself on this anomaly here is amazing, and I'm really glad it's being brought up again and it's getting attention. But what I haven't seen in the media are other images of the area. This picture we have here tells you, and this is the data sheet NASA provides you with together with the picture. And it tells you how wide the picture is, 3.27 kilometers. And then you can measure your way to understand the length of the walls. It's a great tool to size estimate with when you're looking at satellite images. Now, this is what you see on Google Earth when you go into Google Earth and use the context images as an overlay. It is a little bit different looking, but it's absolutely there, and there's no doubt that there are something there. But I don't know if this picture here is better than the original one, as I call the first one, that was taken with the Mars Global Surveyor satellite. But this is what you see, and this yellow box is actually framing in the satellite image we saw just before from the Mars Global Surveyor. This is from Google Earth, where you can find all the satellite images also. This is what it looks like when you come closer on the Google Earth version. As you can see, I've turned the picture upside down to get it the same way as the original picture from the first satellite. And there are walls, there are 90-degree angles, there are something in it, but the context camera that have taken this picture has taken it with a resolution at about 7 meters per pixel, where the resolution on what we saw before from the first image was down to 2 meters per pixel. So you can't really use the context camera to study or anomaly hunt with unless you're looking for huge structures like this one. Here you can see it again from a distance. This is taken with the context camera on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. So it's getting interesting, and it's getting really interesting, because I know there's a lot of people who is interested in this square, but they have only seen the images as we know it from the first images, as we know the original images. They have never seen the images from the other satellite as we are looking at here. This is the same formation, just seen from another angle, the opposite angle. There is a square. There's definitely something there. What's there, I cannot say, but my beef in this is to get a measurement and a size on it, because it is huge, and it's there. But let me take you to this picture here. Notice this whole area here is elevated. You can see the shadows here. We got the sun coming from left, bottom left to top right, and creating a shadow here, which tells us there is a wall up here where it's dark. So this is up a little hill.
Are we looking at an even bigger pyramid?
It could be, but
I mean, like 10 times the size.
What I wanted to say, have a look down here and see what's on there. This also looks suspicious, but again, this is not a very high resolution image, but there's definitely something going on in that area. I want to just go to the next. Oh, sorry. Let me get it out on a distance again. Oh, I just realized I'm missing the last picture, but never mind. The size of it, back to the size of it, I think it's important to repeat that it's almost 2 kilometers wide, or 1.2 miles wide. What do you know, miles of objects that have that size?
Pyramids.
What do you think? Pyramids. Could it be an old foundation?
I think it's the top of something that's obscured, which is bigger.
Because think of this, there was this pyramid on, was it on Antarctica, that had a foundation that was almost 2 kilometers?
You're talking about something in Antarctica?
Yeah, that had just about same size foundation. Oh, I might be wrong. I wasn't prepared for involving Antarctica in the on the Mars video.
Brad Olsen will be talking about how the Germans got access under the ice because they had the original Hapgood maps, which show Antarctica just beginning to get ice about 12,000 years ago.
But just look at it. I mean, it is amazing, and size-wise, there could be a whole city in that area. So this is the size of it, guys, and this is what you can use as a tool to understand what you're looking at. If you don't know the size, you ain't got a chance to find out what you are actually looking at. And again, the Google Earth image, also good to see it from another view and another angle. I want to have this picture here, because when you look at this picture here, you can see it like it's up on top of this cliff. So it's actually looking over the area. Let me see if I still have it open on my Google Maps. We are here. So this is interesting. And we are down in that area.
This is fascinating, Thomas.
It is.
I mean, this really is. And you'll be speaking about this at Christmas.
So it takes a little while here while I'm streaming, and I have to find it again here, because I think here we go. It's over here. That's the square on Mars. Now, what I wanted to say before, because here you can see it much better on a distance. It's raised up above level. It's not down on what if this was a seabed. It's not down. It's up on top with a view over the valley, with a view over what might have been water in these areas or basins here. It's secluded. It's like in a safe place, if you understand what I mean. It's
Are
up
those
on top
shadows?
of a hill,
Are
and
those
it's
dark
like
things shadows that we're seeing
over here.
on the bottom? Yeah.
Oh, these one is
Yeah.
they are water seeping out of the sides of the walls. See, it's when you're looking at here, it's actually going down. It's not on a smooth level. It's going down all the way till you reach the bottom here. From here, where my hand is, it goes up and up and up and up and up until you come up to the top, where the square is.
What sort of depth and height are we dealing with there?
Well,
Do you know?
if this wall is about 2 kilometers or 1.2 miles wide, then this is a really, 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 really deep or steep wall. I would think the wall is about a kilometer tall. This is not small stuff. This is super
A
sized
kilometer in
stuff.
height?
Yeah. This one is 2 point. Oh, what did I say? I already forgot the numbers. Just about 2 kilometers long. So to put that over to where the edge are here, you can figure out is something similar to that. We just get the size up again. My computer is not with me today here. It's going really slow here. But a little bit better. Yeah. The walls here are 2 kilometers wide. If you go back on Google Earth, a Mars version, and look here, see this one is 2 kilometers. From here to down, it goes down, straight down. So this is a huge mountain sized, and this is on top of a mountain. It's not a little hill that we are looking at from above. This is an actual mountain we are looking at. So yeah, it's fascinating. It's really, really fascinating, and I can look at it for hours and hours and hours. But my point today, we're talking about this here on Basis TV, is that the size of it, before people go out and tell them they believe it's a house or something else, like I did in the beginning, the size means everything when you're looking at these objects. But that's of course is not the only square box we have seen on Mars. There are other also more known. That's the one we are looking at here. Do you remember that one, Miles?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this wall is 148 meters long, which is this one compared to the walls we saw just before is nothing. It's tiny. It's tiny. But on the surface of Mars, this one is 148 meters long, and times that with 3.2, and you have it in feet, 480 feet, something like that. So it's a huge square object there is on Mars here also. But my point in it is that we see these square objects now and then in all sizes. But I must admit that the old one are probably one of those that I remember the best. Let me just go back to this one here. So that is just a short little presentation of the square on Mars.
But where does the pyramid comes in on this? It's got a base. Why would it have a height? Where's the pyramid aspect of this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, is the debris there?
Personally, I have never mentioned anything about a pyramid. I don't know where it's coming from. So, but again, yes, it could be a foundation.
Well,
for
I know that
something like
I know that Maria Wheatley and Richard Hoagland, they have a show every week. I don't know what the name of the show is. I think with David Sereda, I think this is his name, and she has just returned back from Gaia TV in Arizona. They'd done a conference there just at the weekend, a couple of days ago, whatever. And I think they're talking about that with Richard Hoagland on his radio shows, TV. I think it's on. I don't know what his name is, the show, but they do a regular show. So where do you see? You're not one for sort of saying things. What do you think about this? What's your bottom line on all that?
My bottom line on this one is that we have found so much evidence of life on Mars that is incomprehensible why people can't see it. You know, we found them walls, the big squares. We found the other picture we saw. We got the M18 anomaly. We got what's called the Titan field on Mars, also an area full of anomalies. We have so much evidence of life on Mars now. And now it's the time where it starts coming up again.
So we've got Elon Musk talking about it. We've got Elon Musk talking about recently in the last, I mean, we're talking the 15th of August here, 2025. About a month, 6 weeks ago, he was talking about taking a heck of a lot of stuff up there to Mars to establish an independent base from the word go. When you go there, you're not coming back and you're going to have to survive. Now, we know from other sources that probably there's been a lot more people there and they all speak with a German accent.
Mm-hmm. There are not just German accent speaking up there, but yeah, there are also German accent speaking.
In large numbers, we're talking lots of people. But that's a separate issue, and we're going to have that discussed at the conference, at the Disclosure International Conference, BASES 2025 in December the 12th, 13th and 14th. Where do you see this leading, Thomas?
Mars. I think it will lead us as a human species to a better understanding of what there is in the universe. Maybe not just on Mars and the moon, but also further than that with time. And I think that's the whole point of what we all are doing. I am doing what I'm doing because I want to understand more about the universe around us. That's why I love this astroarchaeology research with satellite images and studying Mars and find out sizes of the different anomalies.
That's really important because it's the size of different images and what the pixels are and the resolutions. You're very important on that.
And I've been sitting and editing actually today about the same area, and my eyes are down here.
Well, thank you very much, Thomas. This is very important. This is like a fast blast, and we're preparing these conferences for October and December, and you're going to be there in December at the Bouverie Hall.
There. Absolutely.
And who knows, you might be in the presence of 2 or 3 people who have been there. Draco Reed and Kramer. What's his name?
Randy Kramer.
Colonel Randy Kramer. And then via Zoom or some other means, Penny Bradley, who has flown those Draco ships. And today I've just come back from having coffee with Maria Wheatley in Marlborough, and she's talking. There's the 60th anniversary of the UFO events at Warminster, the so-called Warminster Thing, where a whack of ET craft were seen and photographed in the Warminster area, and that's at the Lord Bath's estate, which again escapes my. It's It's a major public park that you can go and see lions. And it's right beside Clay Hill and the other major megalithic structures which are in the Warminster area. Ancient mountainous type hills. And people have seen people coming out of the ground and they weren't walking around as people. A lot of eyewitnesses of all this. And the 60th anniversary of that thing is at the end of August in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you very much, Thomas.
You're welcome. It was fun to be on with Bases TV.
It's always good to see you.
Always.
Even if it may be on a public-spirited, temporary road sort of block thing with those dear people you hold in high regard, cyclists who happen to be carrying out these things in rush hour, on your way home.
Me, it's my friends. They are my true friends, the bicycle mafia in Denmark.
Well,
That's,
on that, we'll say good night
time,
and God bless.
All the bicycles too.